Hey, it's Heidi from A Lively Hope, and today we're going to be making these Valentine felt ornaments. I cut these circles out using just tracing a cup onto my felt, and then I used a cookie cutter for the heart shapes. I'm going to walk you through how I stitch them together. So for each of these, I have 2 layers of the neutral colored felt and then 1 heart. And I just use 3 strands of my embroidery thread and do a whip stitch around the outside of the heart, and then any decoration around in kind of a circle, which you'll see in a minute, and then I do blanket stitch to hold the 2 layers together so that it can be stuffed. So here I am dividing the thread. I just gently pull apart 3 strands. I did notice that the heart is not perfectly shaped, so I'm going to trim that so it's got more of a definite V shape in the heart there. And then I will just tie a knot in the end of my thread, and that goes on the back so that it will be on the inside of the ornament once we're done stitching. So here I am tying that knot with a trick that my grandma taught me, wrapping around your finger, and then you rub your finger and thumb together to form the knot. And we'll start with the knot on the back of the felt and then just whip stitch all the way around. And that's essentially just going down, and then you come up where you want your next stitch to start, and you do that all the way around. I kind of try to pay attention to the spacing and make sure that I'm evenly spacing this all the way around. You could mark it if you are less confident with your spacing skills, but I've done this enough that I can kind of gauge how far apart I want those stitches to be. So here we just go all the way around. I've sped this up. And now that I'm done with whip stitching around the heart, I'm going to add a split stitch circle and lazy daisy leaves around it, around the outside of the circle. Again, I have done this a lot, so I don't mark a circle. You could absolutely use a water or heat-soluble pen to trace a circle on there for you to follow. And kind of my method is I will go 2 or 3 split stitches ahead in the circle, and then I come back and add the lazy daisy stitches. Another method would be to split stitch all the way around in a circle and then go through the circle again, adding the lazy daisy leaves. On this one, I decided to have kind of 2 central lazy daisies that meet on top of the heart. They're like facing each other so that the leaves will go 2 opposite ways. So you'll see me finish this section, and then I'll start again from the top of the circle, making the lazy daisies go the other way. Actually, I take that back. Hold on, what did I do? I started from the top of the circle, and then I go back around. Again, 2 split stitches, 2 or 3 or even 4, just far enough ahead that when I come back to do the lazy daisy stitch, I don't undo the previous split stitch that I just finished. And this is just done by eye, but you absolutely could trace something to help you follow a circle as you go around. As I finish up the lazy daisy embellishments here, you'll see I'm going to just make sure that these circles are fairly even and kind of trim if they're not exactly lined up. And then I like to make very sure that I have enough thread to do blanket stitch all the way around the circle. You can add more if you run out, but I feel like that is a pain. I would way rather just have an extra long piece of thread and not need to worry about tying another knot and making all the stitches match. So now that I have blanket stitched around most of the way around the outside of that circle, I'm going to add some stuffing and just make sure it's as thick as I want it to be, and then I will continue blanket stitching so that the circle is completely finished. And you can then at this point leave it just like this, or you could add a thread to hang it if you want it to be an ornament. So that is the whole process. I'm so glad you were here. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.